Okay, so hi everybody, so welcome to the next video. Today's video is going to be about like how to get better grades and stuff, so what I do to try and get the best grades possible and things. So my first thing, which is like the most important thing I think when you're going to like university, college, is to get like your time management sorted. So like have a calendar for like hourly things you need to do, daily things you need to do, weekly, whatever. So like that's my most important thing, because if you kind of let it all pile up, it's really hard to get it done to a good quality at the end. And just for like an example is, if you look over here, there's two calendars. Behind me there's the whiteboard is pretty much my like hourly one, and then actually down here I have a little one which has like weekly stuff on it as well. Okay, so I've got a lot of calendars around the place just to try and understand when things need to be done, and if I have like spare time, I say, all right, let's do the next thing, that kind of stuff, or I have time to take a break here, that kind of stuff. A whiteboard is also very handy for two reasons. If you have a big problem, it's better to put it up on a whiteboard to kind of see your problem, and also it's good for that daily kind of stuff over there, because if you have to write it up on a whiteboard, it's a lot more easier than like typing it in on Google or whatever, and you won't even open up stuff on the computer sometimes because it takes too long. Another tip for that is, if you don't have a whiteboard, you can actually just use glass. So like if you have a big mirror, you could write on glass with whiteboard markers. Make sure they're the like really runny ones. You can use it on glass, you can use it on a mirror, you can write on pretty much any slippery surface and it'll come off. And then the next biggest thing is knowing the type of subject. So the type of subjects, there's in my course at the moment, there's continuous assessment subjects, which all that's important to them is that you get your continuous assessments done on time. You can do them throughout the course, do them whenever the topic comes up that you're doing your continuous assessment on. Do that. Then the next thing is like mathematical ones for tests. Mathematical ones or method driven ones are literally, you just write out the method, learn the method, repeat it in the test. The numbers will change maybe or something, or you might have to think a little bit about it, but if you write out the method and get the method really good so you can study that before the test, then you'll be fine for them tests. There's also large information tests, so that could be like something where, a good example is if you're in Leaving Cert in Ireland and you're doing biology, that's a large information one because there's so much information in it, but it's not necessarily a method, that you just have to like cram it into your brain and remember it all. Geography was similar to that in Junior Cert and things for us. Leaving Cert and Junior Cert are like the Irish tests, if you want to know what they're. Another thing about them, there can be mixes of all these different types of subjects as well. So you take different approaches to studying different types of subjects, and really large projects, they're probably the most important to plan for because they take the longest amount of time, and you're going to get stressed going throughout it because you think you're not going too fast. So make sure you plan, and you'll kind of know where you have to get to at the end. Okay. Be present at your lectures is another good one, because even if you don't like the lecture, it'll go subconsciously into your brain, and when you're restudying the notes, you kind of go like, oh yeah, he said something about that, that's important. You get it? So that's why going to lectures is important. Workshops, labs, activities, things like that, they're good because they give you a more real life experience. And real life experience, if you can take your subject and put it into a real life experience, you can understand it a lot better and stuff. Talking to others, talk to your friends who are in the class, that gives you like a better understanding of the topic because you get their opinions, and you might have misunderstood something and they might have understood it better, and that's a good way to do it. Take opportunities to teach. So another good thing is to like take any opportunity someone gives you to like teach them. So say if someone's having a problem or you want to work out a problem together, take that opportunity to teach them how to do the topic, because it'll give you a better understanding of the topic. Another thing is pick subjects which help each other. So when you're picking your subjects, a good idea is to pick subjects that like link up. One, it reduces your workload because you can usually submit the assignment into 2 or more subjects again. Or another thing is as well, even if they're like just similar topics, it's good to do them because it gives you a better understanding of the topic in whole. So therefore, you could use one thing from one subject to understand the other subject, and it might give you a better understanding because you might have two different lectures which present different topics in a different way, or it might just be a different subject that presents it in a different way. So it makes you understand it a lot better. Another thing is, like, you want to pick a subject. You want to do that, pick subjects that are easier, but you also want to think in the end goal. The end goal of a university course is to get a job. So the end thing for you is to pick subjects that are going to suit what kind of job you want to get into. So if one of those subjects that are like mandatory for you to get a job comes up, pick that subject regardless of whether you think you'll get a good grade or not, because it's more important you've done that subject for the job. Other things that might be good to do will be like, make sure you make friends with class. It helps you to understand topics. I think I said that already anyways. Outside class, make sure you make other friends that have nothing to do with your topic, because they're probably the most important thing. For it gives you diversity in your character for when you're finding a job. It also gives you a break from study. So when you go and hang out with your friends who do like a sport or whatever, or just hang out with different people who are your friends anyways, they get rid of a lot of the stress that you would be under because of your studies. Because studies, even though like you say if you didn't have that much to study, but you still only studied and you didn't go meet friends and stuff, it'll still make you stressed because it makes you feel like the only thing you're doing in your life is studying and you're not having relaxed time. So make sure you have a lot of friends from a lot of different backgrounds. It gives you a better roundness for your like character, and it also gives you a break from your studies. If you found this video useful and you'd like to see more like detailed videos, drop a like on this video and I'll definitely do some more detailed videos. And if you think like what I'm doing here is kind of good and you'd be interested in more of these kind of topics or any of the other topics like the job search and stuff, click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.